Alright guys, here in this video we're going to do a review of the brand new iPad mini, which has been getting a lot of reviews online and a lot of people taking a look. So first, noticeably, obviously what you're getting an iPad for, it is a mini. It is obviously smaller. It is noticeably smaller though. It's fantastic being able to really hold this in one hand when you're doing a lot of different things, which I'm going to jump in and show you, like reading, playing games, really doing anything that you like to use your iPads for. Other than that, I mean, everything about this is just like an iPad. The back's the matte finish. It's got the same connections, same cables, same cords. I'm sorry, it does not have the same cord. It's got the new lightning connector. I meant same buttons. It's got the cameras and everything. So let's turn it on and take a look. So when you jump in, you notice everything about it, just an iPad. A couple of the things the big advantages that actually I would say push this over the top as what's going to become the new default for iPads. What people are going to go with is obviously the size. The ability to hold this is so much easier. Next is the ability to type on this. Typing is actually surprisingly easier. You got this in your hands and it's incredibly easy. This is so easy to type because the keyboard is just a little bit closer to your hands. Even when you go to the landscape mode, you're still able to type pretty easily, which makes it incredibly convenient. Next thing that I think a lot of people are looking to get this iPad for is going to be for the books. You're going to want to do a lot of reading on this. So this is the only spot where I think you've got some wiggle room as to if you wanted to get an iPad mini versus maybe the new iPad out there. Pros for the iPad mini is that this is significantly lighter. Obviously, this is easier to read. You can hold this with one hand if you're in bed. You can, you're not going to get, tired from holding this. It's not big at all. But again, you get a great reading experience on it. Pretty easy to use this. Great to read. I spent a lot of time reading on it. Drawback, though, which I think is the only real major drawback of the iPad mini, is that it is not a Retina display like the new iPad is and like the iPhones. So if you don't know what the Retina display is, it's just an incredibly clear screen. So not the biggest deal in the world. If you do a ton of reading, I think the Retina display is going to be better. As soon as this goes to Retina display, this is going to make it incredibly popular. Next thing that people are obviously using iPads for is going to be web browsing. Web browsing is definitely nice on this. I really, I thought that I was a little skeptical about the iPad mini, but when I got it in my hands, everything seemed to kind of, in my opinion, outperform the new iPad because of the size and ease of holding it and just convenience factor. So, you don't really miss out on anything while browsing the internet. So, the other aspect of something that and we're going to go back to the landscape mode, I was not sure if this was going to be as good for. This is for you to debate. If you watch a lot of movies, depending on how portable you need this, the iPad, the new iPad, the bigger one, is going to be a little bit better to watch videos on, but that's not to say that the videos on here are not nice. So here is a video of Spider-Man. Hopefully this is coming out. A little bit darker movie, so hopefully you can see it, but you can see it still looks pretty nice on here. So not that you wouldn't watch any movies on here. It looks great still. So definitely a plus there. One thing I didn't think that was going to be quite as nice on here. And then last, one of the areas I think that this really beats out the new iPad is going to be for gaming. So I've got a game pulled up on here. This is definitely a little bit easier to play games on than the iPad, the big iPad, because you've got this ability to get your hands all over the screen without taking one of your hands off. And if you've had an iPad in your hand, they're great devices. When you take your hands off, it is a little bit heavier, and you can't reach quite as far across the screen. So you can see when you're playing this, it makes it incredibly easy to play the games that you're playing. So if you're a big gamer, I would say that this actually is going to be a little bit better than what's out there for the iPad. So those are kind of the major ones for me. Again, size of it in terms of the weight, holding it, it's incredibly easy to hold and get around. So if you travel with your iPad quite a bit, it's definitely going to be more portable. Reading is fantastic on it. It's definitely a little bit easier to type on, but again, the only drawbacks that I really see on this are going to be that it's not a Retina display, which will probably be out for the next version that comes out. So hopefully this video did a good job of at least giving you a little bit of an overview of what this iPad mini looks like, some of the pros and cons to the iPad mini versus the the new iPad out there. So take care. Have a good one.